Hello and welcome. This is an analysis for The Matrix. The reality is that this will contain spoilers, so if you haven't seen The Matrix already, you may wish to watch that first and then come back to this video afterwards and let me know what you think then. Now, The Matrix is a computer-generated world which nearly all humans are connected to, where they live out their lives believing it is real, when reality is that the humans are slaves to machines. Now, it's prophesied that the return of the Chosen One will bring about the destruction of the Matrix, setting all humans free. Morpheus believes that the Chosen One is Neo, but is he? So first, we're going to look at some parts of the film that suggest that Neo is the Chosen One. Now, Morpheus says that the Chosen One will be able to control the Matrix, and we see by the end of the film, Neo is able to do this. He is able to bring himself back to life. He's able to stop the bullets. He's able to move faster than the agent, and he's also able to fly right at the end, which are all traits associated with being the Chosen One. Now let's look at some things that suggest that Neo isn't the Chosen One. Now, the Oracle doesn't actually give Neo an answer to the question of is he the one or not. What happens is that she says, "You know what I'm about to say," and he says, "I'm not the one," and she leads on from there. Also, when the Oracle says that we'd be lost without Morpheus, to which Neo replies, "What do you mean without him?" She asks Neo if he's sure he wants to hear this. Now, this is inconsistent behavior, because prior to that, she said she wasn't going to ask Neo to sit down because she knew he was not going to anyway, showing that she has some kind of ability, whether that's mind reading, behavioral assessment, or even future telling. Now, if this is an ability that she possesses, why would she then need to ask if he is sure he wanted to hear it? She should already know the answer. Now, after the meeting with the Oracle, Neo is about to tell Morpheus what was said to him, to which he interrupts and says what was said was for you alone. Now, again, this is inconsistent behavior, because before the meeting of the Oracle, Morpheus tells Neo what was told to him by the Oracle, in that he would be the one to find the one. Also, Morpheus doesn't really give straight answers. During the meeting before Neo is taken out of the Matrix, Morpheus said to him that no one can be told what the Matrix is, it has to be shown. However, there is certainly a lot more he could have said before giving Neo the choice as to whether he wants to leave the Matrix or not, such as the fact that everybody lives underground, or the fact that there is no sky because it's been scorched. Important things one might want to know before making such a life-changing decision. Also, the Oracle was wrong that one of them had to die. Now, I know that Morpheus said to think of her as more of a guide than rather in terms of right and wrong. However, she made a statement, and that statement was wrong. So what we have is instances of manipulation. Perhaps Neo wasn't the Chosen One in the prophesied sense, but the Chosen One in the sense that he was a person, a regular person, who was just picked out of the crowd and then manipulated into believing that he is the one. And because he starts to believe it, he is then able to control the Matrix, come back to life, move faster than the agents, and so on. So what does any of this mean? Now, ultimately, it comes down to mind over matter. The Matrix is a film that talks a lot about beliefs and the power of beliefs. So regardless of whether Neo was actually the Chosen One in a prophesied sense, or just some guy who was manipulated, he still had to believe that he himself is the one. And because he believes it is why he's able to control the Matrix. So in essence, whether he was the Chosen One or a Chosen One, he believes that he is the Chosen One, and that's what's really important. Also, going back to the Oracle, where she said to Neo, what's really going to bake your noodle is, would you have still broken it had I not said anything? So here we have a link to the idea of, would you still be the one if you do not believe it? Would you still be able to do anything if you do not believe it? But while it has that message, it also has a darker message of, if you're not with us, you're against us. But it takes it to an extreme. The reason why they're able to kill without remorse is because they believe that anyone still connected to the Matrix is potentially an enemy. So because they are potential enemies, killing them is of no consequence. So here we have a message of, if you do not believe what I believe, it is okay to kill you. Or if you're not on my side, it is okay to kill you, which leads into various corrupted political and religious ideologies. But perhaps a nicer way of putting it is that our ideas are important and our beliefs are important, and reality is ultimately what we make it. And we should be able to express ourselves and express our ideas and our beliefs, even if it means being outcasted, even if it means having to even if it means having to separate yourself from all what others consider to be normal, even if it means losing some friends. Alright, so that is my analysis on The Matrix, but before I end this video, just a few things I would like to mention. First of all, Morpheus is an arsehole. He lies to Neo about not being able to tell anyone what the Matrix is they have to be shown, when on at least 2 occasions he tells Neo what the Matrix is. He says that they cannot go back, which we found out later from Cypher that's potentially a lie as well. Of course, we don't find out whether it was a lie or not because Cypher dies. As I said before, he could have been more specific about what the real world entails. That they live underground, that they've torched the sky, that they all wear the same ratted, tattered clothes, that all they have to eat is a single-celled protein combining synthetic aminos, vitamins and minerals. Important things you'd want to know. And also a part when they are hiding from the Sentinels and he tells Trinity to be quiet when she's whispering to Neo. Now they're in this big ship, this big Nebuchadnezzar ship, and the Sentinels on the outside of the ship. Now how are you worried that they are going to hear a whisper? I mean, if you are seriously concerned that these Sentinels are going to hear a whisper when you're inside a tiny little whisper, when you're inside a big ship, you really need to get a new ship. Now Cypher, how did Cypher get into and out of the Matrix without any help? Now, obvious answer, somebody screwed up the writing. Less obvious answer, Cypher is actually a lot smarter and has a much better understanding of the Matrix than any of them, including Morpheus. Now, they don't explain why only certain phones can be used to enter and exit the Matrix, but we do see that the phone needs to be placed back on the hook for the operator to call through to it. So, who puts the phone back on the hook when the last person goes back to the real world? Also, since only certain phones can be used to enter and exit the Matrix, why don't the agents use their efforts to find these phones? I mean, since they're connected to the Matrix themselves, wouldn't that be a lot easier? Now that's the end when the Sentinels are attacking again. Why did they wait for Neo to be unplugged before setting off the EMP? Now, Morpheus believed that Neo is the one, and at that point, Neo believed himself that he is the one. Plus, they just saw that he came back to life after being shot by the agents, so surely setting off the EMP early would not have killed him, or at least not permanently. Now that part when Morpheus asks Neo, "Do you think that's air you're breathing?" Well, Trinity actually breathes inside the Matrix, as does Neo, even after he starts to believe that he is the one. So, yeah. Now the reason why the agents wanted Morpheus is because he knew the access codes to the Zion mainframe. So which begs the question, why in the real world do they still rely on computers? I mean, haven't they learnt their lesson? That part when Morpheus called Neo and said that he must be brief because this line is tapped. Now, not only was he not brief, he also gives out information that makes Neo a much more high valuable target to anybody listening and very easy to find. Furthermore, as we see later, they knew that he'd been bugged. So really, why are you making him a much more high valuable target and very easy to find? And another thing, that bald kid who said don't try to bend a spoon, that's impossible. It's not impossible to bend spoons. Uri Geller has made a career out of it. And that is what I think of The Matrix, so let me know if you agree or if you disagree. If you liked this video, please click the like button. If you didn't, then just pretend that you did. The next film I plan on doing is Akira, so make sure you check it out if you haven't already. It's a fantastic film, and be sure to subscribe to be updated for when that is ready. But for now, thank you for watching, and until next time, free your mind.